the Doll's House, like I said, it's the official character repository for Call of Cthulhu. It's a real easy way to create characters and a real easy way to store them. It just keeps track of all of them on here for you. And then you can export them as a JSON file, and then I can import that into Foundry, and your character is automatically put in there. So I have two characters here already. One is Rory Campbell. This is Henrik's character, and I kind of talked to him about what he wants to do, and he's going to be a commercial sailor slash fisherman. And let me pull up his character sheet, and we'll kind of see what it looks like here. So you can see he's got characteristics. These are normally rolled. The Doll's House will roll these for you, and you can roll a couple times so you see what you get, or I can let you guys go ahead and roll it there with dice, and we'll do the math, and we'll put in those figures accordingly. And then based on your characteristics, it gives you skills and points to spend on skills. So then let's see if we can look at, here is Rory's skills. So Rory took some extra skills in climbing, dodging, electrical repair. I think there was mechanical repair. So he's basically going to be the fix-it guy for us, which is going to come in handy. He can hold his own in a brawl. He's not very bright. His education and intelligence are both fairly low, so he's not going to be the scientist of the party, but he will be, the hands-on, fix anything kind of guy. He's also the one that will probably do the lion's share of the fighting, but we'll wait and see what everyone else creates. So the Doll's House makes it real easy to set up all of these skills. I've also got Hassan, I've got your character ready. Let me pull up your character. I don't have a name. I was going to give you the chance to name your character, but you are a professor. So just looking at your characteristics, you've got your strength and dexterity aren't great. You are used to sitting in a comfortable chair and studying, and maybe you get out on some expeditions now and then, or maybe some archaeological digs, but for the most part you are a learned man. However, you have a really good willpower, so you have a lot of sanity and magic points as well, if it ever comes to the point where your character learns a spell. Skill wise, let's take a look at your skills. Again, you're going to be part of the brains of the operation. You have a really good skill in library use. It's kind of a silly name for a skill, like library use. It's really your research skill. So if you need to, what do I know about this guy? To the library, and you go and you find everything there is to know about that.
Question.
Yes.
I was kind of seeing myself like as a people person,
Mm-hmm.
or are there like something that in D&D you would call charisma? Is there something like that?
Yes. So there are skills for that. So the skills would be charm, persuade, intimidate would be the other one. But if your charm is high, that's to get people to do what you want with just
Yeah,
based on
what kind of
you're
what I
nice and
want.
people want to do nice things. Yeah. So the professor has a high persuade because he's used to getting his students to do their work. He's got some skill in the occult. He's got some natural world skill. He's got probably will have the highest credit rating. So he's if we need to purchase anything, he's got a line of credit at all the big department stores, and we'll be able to get whatever we need. He's got a high archaeology. His psychology is also high. So in Call of Cthulhu, psychology is kind of like an insight check. So if are they lying to me? Make a psychology roll, and you can determine if that person's being truthful or not. And so
Right.
he's also going to be very adept at doing that. In a fight, probably not the best, but that's what we have Rory Campbell for. So Hassan, is there a name for your character that you would like? You don't have to choose it now, but by next week if we have it.
I uh I went on that website as well. I found the
Okay,
name generator. So I'll
perfect.
just pick a name, yeah, from there.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay. I'll just send it in chat. I
Okay, yeah,
generated it randomly, sounds fine.
that would be perfect. And then I went ahead and chose a picture for you. But if you would like a different picture, you're welcome to find one online, or I do have a Midjourney subscription. I'm happy to generate some images, and you can choose which one you like best.
Seems okay for now, I guess.
Sam Joseph Walters. I like that name.
Professor Walters to you.
Excellent. I like it. Professor Sam J. Walters. Perfect. Okay, so you are ready to go. There's a couple things we'll do once everyone is set on the. If you have a printed character sheet, which what's nice from the Dole's house is you can go over here and print a character sheet if you're ever going to play at a table game. But I've got a little bit of backstory for you, and this was mostly randomly generated. So your personal description, you're slightly round about the middle. You're used to sitting in a comfortable chair and reading. Significant people, your teaching assistant, Gerald Thorndike. He's invaluable as an assistant and a true friend. Your treasured possession is your father's pipe. You don't often smoke, but the feel of the polished wood reminds you of a happy childhood. You have a habit of rubbing your chin when deep in thought. There's a bench in Boston Common where you often go to feed pigeons and contemplate the historical events that have transpired on that spot of land. And you find religion fascinating and often marvel at the lengths cultures will go in order to maintain religious beliefs, but you, as yet, are not a believer. Now, we can change any of these, but what I am going to have you do is choose one, and that's going to be your most meaningful thing. Now, as a keeper during Call of Cthulhu, when you go insane, I'm allowed to tinker with some of your things here. And maybe, all of a sudden, Gerald, you don't like Gerald anymore, or we may change a few things here and there. I'm not going to go crazy with it because I don't want to damage these, wonderful people that you have created. But it's a way for me to just kind of twist the knife a little bit. But one of these I won't be able to touch, and that's going to be your significant person, place, or thing. Do you want to change any of these, Hassan?
Uh, so it seems, kind of vanilla, but a good base to start from.
Yeah, you're welcome to adjust this as we go as well.
It seems okay to start off with. You're asking about making something significant, so I figured
Yes.
An interesting way to go about this might be to, make my ideology my significant thing, because I know that you're gonna find eldritch things, right, which
And
would
that's
challenge
going to
this
really
belief.
affect you, yeah. So I'm going to put a bunch of stars here so that I know I can't tinker with that. And then I'm going to make that adjustment on on Foundry as well. So the
Right.
one with all the asterisks, I'm not gonna fiddle with that. So that's something that if you change that, that's your opportunity to do that. Should you want to, or leave it as is, but I won't mess with that.
No, I
Okay.
think it's going to be interesting, like a kind of a weakness, but also maybe could be a strength as well, right?
Yeah, like he's really going to struggle when he inevitably discovers that there are things out there that are unexplained by science, and I think that'll be really interesting as a character and as an opportunity to kind of role play. Like, what would that be like? So I think that's
Yeah.
going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, um, Clara, have you or Luke made a character on Dole's House ahead of time, or do you want to go ahead and do that now? I was going to. I talked to Miss Pick, and we're going to make a character on here, kind of together, and that will be her character.
I want to follow along. I just
Perfect.
hope
And so that was my suggestion: is we can all kind of go at the same time, and then at the very end, we're going to tie in one person in the campaign to an NPC, and then we're going to try and tie each of you in together. Henrik's character, Rory Campbell, will be a little harder. He's actually going to come into the game during the first session, but not at the very beginning. So we will do some things, and then we will meet somebody, and that will be Rory
the
Campbell.
link.
Sorry, what was that?
Can you send us the link
To
to this creator thing?
Oh, yes. So it's let me type it in the chat here. So it's doleshouse.org. Helps if I can spell it correctly. And if you go to there, You can just make a free account, and then I'll go to the home page and we can kind of do it together. So let me know when everyone is there, and we'll go ahead and get started. And Miss Pick, are you ready to make your character?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Luke and Clara, are you still making your account, or are you ready?
Yeah, I'm sitting on the first screen.
Registering.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and take your time.
No, I'm not a robot.
Yeah, the capture was annoying.
I hate the ones where it's like the images that don't have this one, but sometimes it's like a car hood that goes
Yeah,
over the edge.
they're
Right.
like
And
at
I'm like,
the
do I click that
edge,
one or not?
and-
Yeah, those are the worst.
Yeah, how many have a motorcycle? I'm like, well, the back tire's in that one, so
I
what is
know.
it?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And there's
I
so many of
hate
them.
those so much.
I'm sorry, I have some bad news. You're a robot.
What? I'm a robot? What? Are you my builder?
Does not compute.
Roll sanity.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All of us.
Let me check. What?
Clara's been AI this entire time.
My God. Okay. Once I'm logged in, where do I click?
So from the beginning page, you can just scroll down. It'll say Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition, and then it will say Classic Dice Roll Method. And just click on that link.
All right.
And you should get a screen. If you can still see my screen share, it will say Create a new
Yeah.
investigator, dice rolls, and occupation. So you have the opportunity here. You can take those characteristics, it's pre-rolled them, or you can hit the roll again. Or if you want to roll dice, I can tell you what you need to roll. Most of these are going to be 3d6, and then you multiply it. Other ones, you'll take 2d6 plus 6 and then multiply it. But honestly, it's just easy just to roll it.
I mean, because I want my high stats to go where I want them, you know?
Right. So what sort of character do you see yourself being?
Like I
I'll
was
help
saying,
you.
like, she's a PI masquerading as an assistant because of the time, and she's like this. She's using her charm to get what you need, and
So you're going to want your POW, your willpower, to be high. Probably your appearance. That's going to be like being attractive and charming. So let me just run through the characteristics. So strength is just physical strength. Dexterity is like your agility and able to manipulate small and large things. Intelligence is kind of your street smarts, just how intelligent you are, versus education, which is how learned you are, like if you've done a lot of studying and kind of more advanced esoteric ideas. Constitution is your general health and well-being. Appearance is your attractiveness and kind of charisma, your likability. Power is your willpower, which is kind of your mental ability, your mental fortitude. Size has to do with both your height as well as your width. So are you, short and skinny, or are you tall and skinny, tall and fat, short and fat kind of thing? Size, the bigger the number, typically the bigger you are. And then luck is, this will automatically roll your luck, and that's just a straight 3d6 times 5. So if you want to be an investigator, I would, and kind of how you describe, I think intelligence, power, and appearance are going to be important to you.
Intelligence, power, and
the appearance.
appearance.
Um, Luke, what sort of character are you anticipating?
Yeah, I'm kind of viewing myself as like a sort of like, I mean, looking at the occupations, I kind of like the federal agent idea.
Yeah.
Sort of like a not like fully, soldiery type, but more leaning strength, but like spot hidden kind of, I just like that mix of like,
Uh,
physical but not
So
so
you
you
probably want
trust us?
strength,
morbid.
dexterity, con, and size. So you're going to be trying to get those as high
Do you
as you
trust us
can.
to roll dice on our own in real life
Yeah,
and
if you
to
want to roll dice, I can tell you what you would roll if you would prefer.
okay, you can do it for me? Yeah, cool. Yeah, I just want like the base number and me to place them where I want to place them.
So there's not really a base number. I mean, other than what you roll for, it's not like you're adding points in here. If you want to roll the dice, your strength, constitution, dexterity, and appearance and power, you will roll 3d6 and times it by 5. Your size, your intelligence, education will be 2d6 plus 6 and then multiply by 5. And so that's what the roller is doing, is just rolling that for you. But if you want to manually roll those, you can. Miss
Okay,
Pick, what sort
then
of character do you anticipate being?
I'm just gonna roll.
Yeah, I was looking at the occupations and I thought the occultist sounded kind of cool.
Okay, so you probably want your willpower to be high, and probably your intelligence, and maybe even your education to be high. So right now you've got a really good intelligence, education. Your willpower is a little low. Do you want to roll again and see if we can get some stats that you like here?
Yeah, sure.
So that's worse. That's average. That's actually really good willpower. You'd be super strong. Do you want to keep going? I would think we could get your willpower a little higher. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that's a really good willpower, but your intellect and education are a little low. We'll get a good one here. That's actually really good there. So 70 willpower, 70 education, 55 intelligence. Let's stick with that one.
Okay.
And then we are not going to use the investigator packages. We're going to do the classic 1920s era, and we're going to cap our skills at 75. So all of the defaults that are on here. And then when you're satisfied with your characteristics, we're going to go to step 4, which is name and age and occupation. So Miss Pick, you wanted to be an occultist, I believe
Yeah.
you said. Right there. And how old do you anticipate being?
I think 27 would be a
27,
good number,
okay.
yeah.
Do you have a name picked out for yourself?
I have no idea. If you have like a name in mind.
Do you want to be male or female or none of the above?
I'll do female, I guess.
Okay. Are you from America or are you foreign born?
I think American is fine.
Let's do Rebecca. Do you want to take on like a kind of like a street name, stage name, like something that sounds exotic?
Sure, yeah.
How about Rebecca? What would be a good name? We could do Rebecca Shadow.
Sure.
You like that? Excellent. For residents, we're going to say you live in Boston. But where are you from? Do you want to be from like New York, or do you want to be from, or are you from like the southern U.S., like Charleston, South Carolina, or Pennsylvania? You could be from anywhere. It doesn't really matter.
I guess New York would
New
be
York?
fine.
Okay. New York's an easy one. A lot of people from there. Is everyone on step 4? Are you satisfied with your characteristics? Are you still working on those? I heard dice rolling, so I think someone's rolling dice.
Yeah, I'm just using the randomizer. I got like a pretty even stat spread. It almost seems like it almost seems kind of crazy.
So, did you say skills cap 75?
Yeah, so skills cap 75, and then as soon as you get your name and age in there, we're going to go to skills, and this is where you get to spend points. And so your points that you get to spend come from your intellect and education, and it depends on some of your occupation, how many points you get. So if you can see my screen, Rebecca's shadow will get 280 occupation points to go into her occupation skills, which will be listed here. When we go to the character builder, it will just show those skills. It makes it really easy to add points to that. And then she will get her kind of personal skill. She'll get 110 personal skill points based on her her intelligence times 2, and that can go into anything. So if we are, or whenever you are ready, just hit save and continue, and we'll go to the skills. The first thing that will happen is you get based on your age, some of your stats may go up or down, and you get an education roll. And it looks like Rebecca failed her education, or she passed her education roll. You have to fail it. If you fail it, you improve it, and she did not. And just let me know when you are ready to go to the next part.
So, save and continue? Is that
Yes. And then it should take you to an automatic update for education. And then if you are an older character, you may have to reduce your strength, constitution, and charisma. It will tell you if you have to. For Rebecca Shadow, she did not have to make any deductions. But it will do your education roll automatically. And then if you have to do any deductions, in the middle of the screen it'll say to deduct, and right now mine says 0. If it says you have to deduct some, then you can deduct them from to the left.
Yeah,
and then if everyone's ready, we can push process updates.
All right.
So once you've done process updates, it'll take you to your occupation section. So Rebecca, you need to choose one interpersonal skill. You can choose charm, fast talk, intimidate, or persuade.
I would say persuade, maybe.
Persuade, and then you will choose one skill from these below, and there's quite a few. Ones that would be good for you: spot hidden would be good, psychology would be good, listen would be good.
As the PI,
What would psychology do for me?
Sorry, what was that, Clara? What did you choose for PI? Stealth?
Stealth.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be fantastic. What do you think, Rebecca?
I'll go with psychology.
Psychology. So that's going to be your ability to determine if people are being truthful or not. I think that's going to be useful. And then when you've chosen those personal specialty skills, hit save, and then it will take you to where you get to buy skills. So the first thing to look at is your how many points you have. So right now Rebecca has 271 points available. 9 of her points had to go into her credit rating, which is just a representation of how wealthy she is. And she has a maximum credit rating of 65. So it says on her, under her compulsory occupational skills, credit rating is between 9 and 65. So usually I'll tell people fiddle with that one first. So do you want to increase your credit rating? Right now you have basically $90 on your person, and you can spend roughly $2 a day with a credit rating of 9. And so that's like if you need taxi fare or buy a hamburger or something like that. You might want to go up a little bit on that, unless you like to be, you know, not quite homeless, but pretty poor. You have $9 in your pocket. Do you want to improve your credit rating a little bit?
Yeah.
Let's just see what would happen if I click +5 twice and take it up to a 19. Now your spending limit per day is $10, and you got $38 in your pocket. If we reduce that by 5, $10 a day is pretty good. So we could go to 14. Then the spending level is really what we're after. That's just, you can spend that and don't really have to track it. So every day you got $10 you can spend, and $10 will buy you 3 meals a day and a couple of taxi rides.
Okay, sounds good.
So we'll stick with a credit rating of about 14. I think the professor's was in the 60s. He has a lot of money. And so now you have 266 points to dump in these skills here, and nothing can go above 75. So I assume you want to put a lot of points into occult. How high do you want to take that?
You said nothing can go over
75. Do you want to go, like 75 is going to be, you are a master at this.
Maybe like 65 is good.
65? Okay. You could also, you probably want to improve your persuade and psychology, since you chose those as your personal specialties.
Yeah.
So let's get persuade. We could do like up to 50, and you could do psychology. Do you want to do that one? 35, 50, higher, lower?
50.
50? Okay. So what you don't want to do, you don't want to be a one-trick pony and dump all your points into 1 or 2 skills. And you also don't want to just spread your points evenly across everything, because then you're not good at anything. So you want to pick a few things that you want to be really good at, like you've done occult and you could probably even go a little higher on persuade. Your library use, like, are you good at, you know, finding clues and researching? Anthropology deals with like cultural issues and knowing, you know, what different cultures respect and don't respect and use, and how they interact. You could choose another language that you could be fluent in, like Latin or Greek or something. You could be good at astronomy. Maybe you use astrology in part of your occult dealings. But you have 126 points left.
I think I'll put some into anthropology.
Okay. What if we did like 25 in there?
Like, how do I? Okay, I see how.
Yeah, you can push the -5, the -1, the +1, the +5, or you can. I think you can just overwrite the score, but nothing above 75. You want to be good at astronomy as well. You have 102 points left, Rebecca.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's go up in astronomy. So maybe you're good at astrological charts. Let's maybe go up to 40. We can take anthropology a little higher, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe library use would be a good skill for you. You've got 28 points left. What if we did a little more in persuade? Do a little more in psychology. Let's take a little more in astronomy. Let's dump a little in history. Just, you have 3 points left. Where would you like to put those? Or we can take some of those away and put them into another language.
put them into a cult.
Into a cult.
Yes.
Okay, so that's all of your points. So then I'm going to hit save, and it will take us to the last part. This is your hobby and personal interest points. You have 110 points to put in any skill, including ones that you've already put stuff into. So some that might be useful for you might be spot hidden, might be useful for you. Stealth could be useful. Sleight of hand could be useful.
I think I'll put some into sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand. Okay.
Yeah.
About up to there. You got 90 points left.
And maybe some in spot hidden as well.
Okay. Let's take that up to maybe 45. So you got 70 left. You want to be a little stealthy in case you got to do some sneaking around.
Sure, yeah.
Do you want to have any, let's see, you've got a high persuade, strategy. Do you want any skill in medicine, or you could take listening. Might be useful for you.
I'll do listen.
Charm might also be useful. Got 35 left. You could also put them into physical things like climbing, throwing, swimming, things like that. You could improve your dodge if someone's trying to hit you.
Track, does it mean tracking people, or does it mean
Yeah, like
running?
tracking people or animals. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want that to be high for me.
I think for a PI that would be useful. So you have 35 points left for Rebecca. Where would you like to put those?
I'll put some in dodge.
In dodge? Dodge is always useful. Let's go up a little bit more. There. Now you're very agile. You've got 20 points left.
What else do you think would be good?
Charm might be useful. You could also put some in like an arts and craft. That could be like photography. That could be calligraphy. I mean, anything that you think would fit your character. You've got good listen. Your occult is really good. Persuade's good. You could go a little more in spot hidden or sleight of hand or stealth.
Maybe do some in all three.
Okay. You got 5 points left. Let's make you a little stealthier. Okay, and then when we're done, we'll hit save. And now the Dhole's house does not have equipment, but it does have weapons. You're probably not going to have a gun. Now, Clara's character, the private investigator, and Luke's character, they would probably have a gun. Just based on their profession.
I like to think so, like a federal agent would.
Yeah, you're definitely going to have something there, which will come in super handy, because no way the professor's going to have a gun. I think I gave him a pen knife, so in case he has to defend himself, it's his little letter opener or something he could defend himself with. And that's probably going to be similar here with the occultist. I mean, well, probably not a rock. Maybe like a small knife, like a switchblade, something in your purse to protect yourself from muggers or something. So let's just give you a small knife. So I just click on it, and it will add it automatically to your character.
What's a small gun that you could hide in a purse?
A 32 you could definitely hide in a purse. If you wanted to add that as a weapon, you can go down to the list of weapons. There's a 32 revolver, the Derringer you could, but the 32 is going to be a better pistol. You could do a 38 as well. That would be about the limit of what you could fit into a purse if you were carrying it in like a holster on your person. You could do a 45 or a 38. Any of those would be acceptable. So 45 semi-automatic or a 38 semi-automatic or a revolver. And if you're going to take a knife, or a pistol, you might want to put points in your fighting, your pistol skill. That would probably come in handy. Your firearms.
I don't remember how much I put.
And you can go back and adjust that if you need to.
And that was in investigator skill. Gun. Did I do it? Gun.
So it's going to be under fighting. There's
Yeah.
firearms. There's handgun, rifle, shotgun.
I put 20 points.
So you'll start with 20 in firearms.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to put more points in there, you could take some from another skill and put them into your firearm skill. I would probably, if you want to be semi-proficient with a pistol, I'd probably have it set at about 40, 35 to 40, and you're going to hit almost half the time. So then, Rebecca, let's look at your back page. That's your backstory. So personal description. So we'll just automatically add in a few things, but let's change some of that. I don't think that you're wrinkled and sullen. I mean, maybe, or stocky. I mean, that just sounds terrible. Stocky, wrinkled, and sullen. I mean, you're only 27. What would you like to put for personal description? And I like to put I am, so it makes it feel more like it's, your character. You relate to it a little better. Or I have. Like, what color hair do you have?
I imagine her as like a more dark and mysterious character.
Okay,
So.
I have dark hair, and you want like an olive complexion, like a Mediterranean type complexion, or are you pasty white, or are you African American?
Let's do like pasty.
Okay, I have dark hair and pasty white skin.
Sure.
So basically like a 1925 goth.
Exactly.
Exactly, that would be perfect. How about who is someone significant to you? Someone that maybe helped you, or that, when you're facing difficult times, you think back about that person.
I don't know, like a cult leader maybe.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you do whatever the fearless leader says.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say my cult leader, but what would be like? Is it a man or a woman?
We'll go with a man.
A man. Let's name him Douglas Wolf with 2 O's. So Douglas Wolf, and he is the leader of your, I'll say it, your circle.
My spiritual group.
Leader of your spiritual group. I like that.
Awesome.
Leader of your spiritual group. Is there any reason why he is significant to you?
He led me on my spiritual journey.
There we go. Journey of discovery.
Perfect.
Oh, helps if I think I need to save as I go. I forget this. So let me save this one, because it may not save that one. There we go. What is a treasured possession that you have? Could be a ring or something, or a pendulum. Maybe that's something that you would use. Or a deck of tarot cards.
Maybe like a ring, like a crystal ring or something.
A small silver ring
Sure.
with what color crystal?
Red.
With a red crystal inset. And then how about your ideology and beliefs? Clearly you believe in the occult, but in what aspect? Like, do you think, would you be like an animist, like there's a spirit in every living thing, or in everything has a spirit, from the wind to the water? Or do you believe, is it like God and the devil, or
Like God and the devil, probably.
I believe in were you raised like Christian? So could we say like the Christian teachings? I figure if you're from New York and you're named Rebecca, you're probably raised Christian, but it could be Jewish. I believe in the Christian traditions of God and the devil. What is a meaningful location for you?
I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
It could be a place where you go for quiet contemplation. It could be maybe like where your spiritual group meets, like at a coffee shop or something. Or it could be a park, or it could be the home where you grew up.
A church.
It could be a church. That would be great.
Sure.
Could
we'll
be
go
a
with the
grave
church.
or a cemetery, like Swan Point Cemetery in Rhode Island, where H.P. Lovecraft is buried. Just throwing it out there.
Let's go with like a cemetery outside of a church.
Okay. About a small cemetery outside of an old church. There is a grave of an unknown mother. The marker stone has been eroded with time. And maybe you speak to this person, and maybe you know exactly who they are, but no one else does because it doesn't say on their stone. What is a trait for you? Are you honest? Are you deceptive? Are you good with cats? Are you incredibly thrifty? Are you an alcoholic? I mean, you've got a lot to choose from here.
Good with cats, maybe.
Good with cats.
Black cats in particular, maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice.
How about black cats with green eyes? Approach me unafraid.
Awesome.
Unafraid and pleased to make my acquaintance. That's assuming I know how to spell acquaintance. Oh, I got it right. Perfect. And then phobias, manias, that will come into play as you begin to go insane. Same with tomes, spells, and artifacts, injuries and scars, and encounters with strange entities. That will all be filled out as we journey.
Great.
So then I'm going to save that character. And now, let me know when everyone, if you have any questions or where you're at, or when you're finished, I'll show you how to export your file.
Oh, are you gonna? I guess you could export mine, and I can have it, maybe.
Yeah, so let me Let me send it to you. And then I think you can, if you make a doll's house, I think you can just import it right into your, um, into your.
Yeah, I see. Investigator
doll's house.
upload.
Yeah. So let's see. That's from advanced options. And I don't remember if it wants a JSON. I think it's a JSON file. And we'll just save that right there. Okay, then let me see if I can add this file. Oh, Luke, I just saw your message about your characteristics. That is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was random, so I can't assume it's like wrong, but
No, that's cool. All right, Hassan. So I just sent the file to the Discord, so it should be on there, and you can hopefully download that and then import that. Looks like it's downloading right now.
I see it.
If that doesn't work, let me know, and I'll get the XML file out. And that may work. I forget how Doll's House imports characters.
Slightly weird. Pressed upload an existing character. There's no place to actually import it though. 1 second, let me see something. Maybe it's a different section. Let's see.
Let's see if I can figure this out myself.
Either way, if I can't upload it to Dole's House, I can just upload that on Foundry whenever it's the day.
So I've already got you uploaded on Foundry, so you're good to go.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're all set. So this is just if you want a copy of it.
Okay.
I can also, I can just save your character sheet, and I know I can upload that.
Oh, that's a PDF, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so weird. Upload an existing character, then it takes you to basically making it, right?
Yeah, I've never tried uploading a character. I'll have to play with that, because that's weird. So
Maybe they don't even have an import thing at all.
Let me upload this file, and you'll be able to see your sheet. There we go. There you should have the PDF.
Yeah, that's fine. And if I need to, I can just edit a PDF.
Right. Yep. And if you ever want access to the Foundry, let me know. I just need to be on, and then you can get on and kind of look at your character and do whatever you need to do. Let me grab this pic. Let me send you Rebecca's Shadow. Send you the PDF of that as well.
Okay. Okay. How did you say to save it for the?
So what I need for Foundry, I need a JSON, and so I'll show you where to find that real quick. If you, so if I'm on, this is right now I'm on Rebecca Shadow's page, and I can scroll down to the bottom, and there's advanced options. I can click on advanced options, and there's download JSON file, and that's what I need for Foundry.
Sorry, but could I get that one more time? I'm ready to save the character now.
Yeah, so it should kind of be saving it as you go. Let me go back to my investigator. So if my screen share is still up, you should be able to see your investigator,
Yep.
and then you'll click on the little options button, and then you will scroll down. There's going to be advanced options, and that has download JSON file. And download that, and then if you can just either post that to the Discord, or I can give you an email, you can email it to me, then I can get it into Foundry, and it will be ready to go for next week. And then the last thing we need to do is just to kind of start talking about how our characters might know each other. So I think there's definitely a
for
way.
starting,
Sorry, what was
Luke
that?
Luke is playing my husband, so
Oh,
that's a
perfect.
start.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah. I'll make it pretty spicy.
Yeah, so that I will warn you, I'm going to lean into that when there's bouts of insanity, because it'll just
Sure.
Yeah, that's what you
Go for
want.
it.
Oh yeah.
that's going to be fun.
And especially that he says he's very ugly, and I'm like the most beautiful girl in town, so that's gonna be fun.
It is an interesting dynamic, yes.
Who is this ghoul? What if the professor and Rebecca Shadow somehow know each other? Maybe Rebecca Shadow has taken a class from the professor, and maybe you.
Oh, and by the way, Luke and I met at the Miskatonic University.
At Miskatonic, and that would be where the professor teaches at, is Miskatonic.
So perfect.
Yeah, so if the professor's teaching at Miskatonic, maybe Rebecca was a student there and took a class from the professor. One of you is going to have a cousin, and this cousin is named Frederick Grossman. And it doesn't matter who it is, but this is going to be one of the keys that kind of ties us into the adventure. So Frederick Grossman is going to be someone's cousin. Is there anyone that wants to volunteer to take old Freddy on as a cousin?
Luke, you could tell him to go visit your wife's PI office,
I think it would make sense for me as the professor.
Yeah. So your cousin is going to be coming from on a small ocean liner from Ireland to Boston, and we're going to go to meet them at the harbor. And so that's what motivates you to go there, is to see your cousin that's coming from Ireland, from possibly an archaeological dig or an expedition. And so that is what will motivate the professor to go. Perhaps he invites Rebecca, hey, come along with me. I want you to meet my cousin. And how do we get the PI and the federal agent involved?
I mean, if you need something, they can come to my office.
Maybe let's say that that Frederick Grossman is a person of interest for the two of you, and I won't specify why, but you are there because maybe the government is interested in something that Mr. Grossman apparently found or did in Ireland, and they want to question him upon his arrival. And that's what is going to motivate you to go to the harbor as well. Does that sound good?
So I have a shady cousin.
Yeah.
You have a shady cousin. You don't know he's shady, or maybe you do. Maybe you suspect, he's got his own unique ways about doing everything that he does, and hopefully
ever since he was a young kid. Yeah, ever since he was a younger person, I always knew that, he's always up to shady dealings,
Yeah, one day it was going to catch up to him, and now that you see the FBI agent and the private investigator waiting dockside, you're thinking, oh gosh, I hope this isn't for Freddy. I hope he's not gotten himself in trouble.
Again.
Excellent. Well, I think we've got enough to go on. I'm going to get these characters put into Foundry. If you want some Midjourney art, I can do that now, or I can do it during the week. I'll just give me basically a prompt, like a brief sentence, like my person or you could say, let's see. So we've got what do we have? What did I? There we go. We've got Stella Harding is a private investigator. She has X colored hair and wears X
Yeah.
and something like that. And then
She's
I'll
a
put that into
redhead.
Midjourney and it will kick out an image for us.
She's a gorgeous redhead.
A gorgeous redhead. I like that. All right. There we are. I'll kick out a prompt here real quick. Let's see. Helps if I can type. Stella is a gorgeous red haired private investigator. Oh my goodness, I am having a typing moment here. These fingers are doing whatever they want to here. I still spelled that wrong. How about for you, Luke? How would you describe your character?
Yeah, there's not much in the way of like facial features in my description, but it was short brown hair and like a plump, kind of like stocky sort of build.
Nice.
Yeah, if you need to embellish, feel free. I'm not
Yeah.
super worried about the portrait.
And you can tweak it a little bit. So what it'll do is this is going to kick out 4 images and tell me if there's one that you like, and then I can make some variations on that one, and then we'll end up with something that you like. So let's see, he was 1925, federal agent, short and stocky, male. I assume he's male.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Short and stocky, male. Okay. Oh, these are some gorgeous redheads here. Let me save this image for you, Clara. I'll send this to you.
Alright. Let's see.
Okay. And then what you will do is they're numbered kind of clockwise. Actually, sorry, it's not clockwise. It's the top. It goes starting on the left. It goes 1 and then 2. And then on the bottom
And
is
then
3 and 4. So let me send this to you and tell me which one you like the best.
Oh.
So top left is 1, top right is 2, bottom left is 3, bottom right is 4.
Oh, they're all so tempting.
I know, right? Maybe you have like,
Shit.
maybe you're triplets and these are all your sisters.
Yeah. Um. ooh.
Oh, in fact, Luke's one of his pictures looks like he's twins or he's standing next to a
Yeah.
mirror. Let me save this one. And I'll send this to
I think I'll go 1.
you.
What do you
let
think,
me-
Luke?
Would you say 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like 1. Let me do some variations of 1 for you, and you can see if you like any of those better.
Okay.
And Luke, let me
But they're
send
all
you your
so tempting.
pictures here.
Because she has to be like this gorgeous thing, but she has to show the private eye kind of thing too. So I'm like,
Get her a monocle.
no, I'm not giving her a monocle. So, Luke, would you like to have 1 as a wife?
And maybe 2 as a girlfriend,
Yeah.
3 as a mistress.
That's some real Cthulhu drama right there.
Right.
Oh my God, Luke, is this Cormoran and Robin?
Oh goodness.
All right, Clara, let me send you the variety from number 1. So it kicked up 4 images. Looks like they've got some different hairstyles, and just see if there's one of those you like better. And then Luke, your picture should be up if there's one of those
Yeah,
that you
yeah, I'm
like.
looking at that. I really like 4. It's kind of no
Me
contest.
too.
I think
4 was my
really
favorite
like
as well.
4.
He looks gruff and grim.
Yeah, it's more. The other ones are all pretty like clean faced.
All right, let's come back to that.
I can't wait to see her go insane.
So do you want some varieties of 4, or do you want to just stick with 4? Let me save image. So Clara, have you seen the new images? Do you like any of those better than the others?
Oh. Let's go with 2.
Do you like 2 better than the original one?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
going with 2.
All right, I will save 2. I'm just gonna post it on the Discord that lets me know
Yeah.
which one we're working with. I made you a couple of variations. Luke, tell me if you like any of these better. Let me save number 2. Upscale it.
Dang, that's AI.
That's AI, yeah.
Crazy.
That's Midjourney. It's I have my ethical qualms about it.
Yeah.
I've kind of made peace with myself with it because I'm not using it to like I'm not using it
Yeah.
in
For
products. It's for
RPGs, it's great.
yeah, for kind of my own personal use. But you know, I
Well,
know I am very sensitive to it because I know some people have serious objections to it. So I try to be upfront, at least in my listings on Start Playing, that I have Midjourney and I use it, and I try not to abuse it because it is derivative of someone else's work.
I guess to help you feel better about it, I wouldn't mind if I had an avatar or not, right? It wouldn't make a difference to me.
Right? Yeah, it makes no difference. It just kind of lets you have a little bit more immersion. So, Luke, I sent you 4 more. They're just variations of that one. Do you like any of those better, or do you like the one we started with the best?
I quite like 3 on the new one.
On the new one?
I like
Okay.
that like just sassy like head.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
yeah. He looks like he's just having a bad day. Well, look who he's married to. He's got to keep her happy, and so that's just going to make life like really
Oh,
difficult.
right. You're
And
starting,
it's
huh?
expensive, you know. Yeah.
Very expensive. So it looks like he's got heartburn and hemorrhoids all at once, just trying to keep her happy.
Watch
That is
out.
great dynamic.
All right, let me save
Clever,
3.
the PI. Be
I will
careful
post
what
that
you
here
say.
for you. All right, are you both
Or-
pleased with those pictures?
Oh yeah.
Let's make one for Rebecca Shadow real quick. Do you
I have a
any-
prompt.
Yeah, go ahead and send the prompt, and I will get it made for you. One thing that is super useful is sometimes I'll use ChatGPT and say, make me a Midjourney prompt about this, and it'll do it. Like it's crazy. AI is
That's
just
interesting.
it's here to
actually,
stay.
that, like
you
back
know?
and forth. Yeah,
Who is
that's cool.
playing Rebecca Shadow?
So
You're
Rebecca,
feel-
Pick, right? Yeah.
let me throw that prompt in here.
Feel free to put it through GPT if you want. I don't know. It's up to
Well,
you.
let me run this straight through Midjourney, and we'll see what they say. Rebecca's shadow. Let's make one for you. So let's see, female occultist. You have dark hair, pasty white skin. Do age 27. Black cats are friendly. Okay, so this, from that prompt, these are kind of some wild pictures. So let me. Some of them are even like illustrated. It's kind of cool. Let me save this. And
Yeah,
I'll post
I
it.
can't. I nearly went for mine that was illustrated. I was like, oh, it's empty.
It looks cool. It's very much like with the Call of Cthulhu books. Let me upload this. Do you like any of those?
These are all really good.
Is there one that you'd like me to make some variations of? Oh, nice. Here's some sweet ones for Rebecca's shadow. Send this up here. Like, I could spend all day just like doing these art prompts. It's so fun.
Which one looks closer to a 37-year-old? I guess we should have.
You know, back in the 20s, 37 was like 50. So,
Yeah, true,
in fact,
true.
you look at like TV shows from like the 70s, and like Archie Bunker. I mean, he was like in his 50s, and he looks like he's 70 because people were just older. So honestly, any of those could be 37. I think number 2 looks maybe in his 60s almost, but
Looks too
maybe?
much like Teddy Roosevelt, I
He
think.
does. He does. And like number 3 looks like Stanley Tucci.
Wow,
But
yeah,
you
that's
can-
the villain of the story there. Number
Oh
three.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. It looks like the Penguin or something. Rebecca, do you like any of those?
Oh my god, they're so great.
And they got the cat in there, like that's just perfect.
I know, I love the cat.
Do you like the
Oh,
little,
thank you
like
for
the
the
short
cat.
bob cut, or do you want longer hair? Looks like 3, like those cat's eyes are just
Yeah,
awesome.
I think I'm leaning towards number 3.
Let's do a variation of 3.
I'm also leaning towards number 4, but I'm not sure
4?
if I want it to be black. If I want it to be, sorry, a pencil drawing. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I can adjust it so that it will hopefully not do a pencil drawing. Again, it's hopefully because it kind of does whatever it wants to do. But I'm going to put down color image.
That is quite impressive, though. I really like that number 4. That like chair leaning back with the
Oh yeah.
wonderful glasses.
Hmm.
I'll put photorealism in the prompt, and hopefully it looks more like not an illustration, but more
I don't mind if it looks like an illustration, but I like the vibe of number 4, not exactly the details. Let's see
Yeah.
though.
Oh, so these are kind of cool for Rebecca. These ones are black and white, which is very much with the style here. Let me post these. Do you like, let me know when you see those, Miss Pick, if there's one there that you like.
Oh wow. Yeah, those are cool.
Something
Oh, I
about it
think
looks very
number
familiar.
4.
Yeah, so it's got to be taking, images. It's not even public domain. It
Ah.
just takes every image it has ever seen and just makes something. So it's not original art. It's all
Yeah, that makes
someone
sense.
else's art. It just takes pieces of it and puts it all together. Get this. Oh, these turned out a lot better for the professor. Let me post these. So Ms. Pick, looking at these, do you have a preference on here
Number 4.
of the new ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
So cool.
So then I'll upscale it, and I'm going to post that individually, and that's the one that we can use for your character. That way I'll know where it's at here. And notice it went from a moon to now it's like a plate or something behind you. It's crazy how it does that.
I think number 2 for me.
Of the new ones, I like number 2 as well. Let me upscale that, and I'll post it. And if, as we're playing, if you guys ever like, hey, you know what, I kind of want to redo my art, or can you do a picture of my person doing this? Let me know. I'm happy to see what Midjourney can do. You said number 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Scale 2.
Number 2 looks so happy to be reading that book.
I know. It's like
Kind of
he's
light.
in his happy place.
Yeah.
I think I'll adjust my character slightly to make him more nice.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. There we go. Is everyone happy with their artwork?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Excellent.
looks awesome.
Okay, I will get these characters imported into Foundry. Next week, we will start the Order of the Stone. Between now and then, let's have some conversations and get excited and kind of flesh out your characters a little more. And if you have any questions about the game, I mean, a lot of the setup will happen when we get started. But you've all played Call of Cthulhu with me, so you know how to play it. And but if you ever are unsure on how do I do this again, just let me know, and I'll be happy to walk you through it. We're all here to have fun. We're gonna have a great time, and I look forward to playing with you guys next week.
Question.
Yes.
I'm just looking at my character sheet, and for my 38 revolver, for number of attacks, it says 1 parentheses 3.
Yes. So when you attack with that, you can shoot 1 bullet, and if you do, you just make a regular roll. You can also shoot 2 bullets or 3 bullets. If you do that, you'll make a roll for each one, and it will have a penalty dice. So you will re-roll the 10s die, and you'll take the worst of those 2. So it'd be like disadvantage, or like in Dragonbane, it would be like having a bane on your dice. But you get 3 shots, so you have 3 chances of hitting it. Just each one's a little harder. So it's up to you if you shoot once or if you shoot 3 times.
Thank you.
Or you could do twice if you only wanted to take 2 shots. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. I'll get this posted tonight in case you guys, want to go through it again, or at any point in the, before the next week if you want to look through and kind of see what we did. I don't know how useful it will be, but I'm sure it will be fun, down the road. It'll bring back memories.
Yeah.
And at the end of the campaign, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that happened. We'll go back and
Imagine
think about better
if
times.
Ever in like 5 years in other campaigns, and then we see this, and it's like,
Yeah, you'll go back and like, oh, I remember back when. So, excellent. All right, well, I will, some of you I will be playing with on Thursday. I think we've got the Sinking Tower, the Dragonbane, coming up.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
And then I think some of you, maybe Friday. I know I've got a game on Friday, the Creeping Ooze, and then Sunday is Vason. And then a
Vason,
week from
yeah.
today will be Order of the Stone. Excellent. All right, I'll see y'all soon.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.